I did a painting a day for a year in 2005. I was really being plagued by a lot of distractions, not only that year, but normally. And so I told myself this was going to be about experimenting, exploring, and playing, and not about reaching expectations and destinations with the artwork. This was like going back to 8th grade art class, where I can remember just having fun playing. I came home late one night and I was so tired, I told myself, well, just do 2 paintings in the morning. And then I thought, well, you know, that's like quitting smoking and having one tonight and starting again in the morning. I said, just make a red circle with a yellow line through it and go to bed. I tried to paint a portrait as fast as I could. I did it in maybe 4 or 5 minutes. When it was done, I was just thrilled. I said, holy smokes, look at this thing. I painted 2 more that night. I was just so excited. When I decided to clean up and go to bed, it was probably after 1. And so the next morning I came out and I looked at these 3 paintings and I was still wowed. I said, you know, if I had waited to do these 3 paintings this morning, 3 completely different people would have emerged. And so I realized that the creative energy was kind of like a river. And so you tap into it at that moment in time and that's what you get. So what I would do on this painting today necessarily wouldn't work out. I probably wouldn't have worked in the same order that I did today, and something else would have happened. So that's one of the things I came to understand. My subject matter varies. I do a lot of spontaneous portraiture, animals, but some of my other paintings focus on historical and political and social narratives. I operate as a contemporary native artist. It's who I am. I cannot factor that out. I cannot redefine that. I work very honestly, and my identity feeds into every painting I do, whether that's consciously or abstractly. Who I am is in my work. So a lot of my work does pertain to my culture, my Native American Anishinaabe identity, and it's something that I express because I'm proud of who I am and where I come from. The diptych that I'm currently working on is for an exhibition for the McKnight Fellowship, which is really one of the most significant awards I have been presented with in my career. Well, the concept of this painting is understanding the creative process and accessing that. Once I understood how getting into painting blocked out everything, and I saw this visually as sticking your head in this oven and escaping into this dream world, and people are pulling on my legs trying to get me out of the oven and stuff. This part here is the reasonable real world we live in and are a part of, and the larger piece that's going to be 7 feet by 7 feet, I'm painting it in the lower part of my studio, which is my garage. And this larger piece represents the creative world, the dream world, where all artists and writers and musicians go for their inspiration. There's going to be other artists and musicians and writers throughout this composition entering this creative world, and they're all going to be emerging through these volcano forms. I start out with sketches as documenting ideas and thoughts, and then I go back and reference them, but I don't stick to them. I don't have to. I don't like to. I don't like working from blueprints or photographs, and just keep the inspiration coming, you know, and let the unexpected happen. And so I have no idea what the finished product is going to be, only that I hope it's going to be spectacular. I tell people that my pie of time is cut into major sections, and sleep, work, family. I'm left with this little wedge of pie to do my artwork, and I have to cut that in half to do the administrative side. Applying for grants, shows, getting work ready, getting work photographed. I'm hoping that at some point I can be a full-time artist in the studio and just living off my income from artwork. At some point, I'm hoping to be in here full-time every day and living the life.
Minnesota Original is made possible by the State Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota.